Hello students, this is Sandeep Tiwari and today we will study resolution of vectors. Okay, so vectors you already know, these are physical quantities which are having both direction and magnitude. So in the last video I have already told you how to add two vectors. Okay, so that was a video on parallelogram law of vector addition. So if we can represent two sides, two vectors by the two sides of a parallelogram. If we can represent two vectors in direction and magnitude by the two sides of a parallelogram, then their sum is the diagonal through that vertex. Okay, so in resolution we will just do the opposite. So what we do here, that we break a vector into two components. So if after adding a plus b we are getting c, if by adding two vectors we are getting a third vector, so what we are doing here, we are breaking a vector into two new vectors. Okay, so they can be ab or a1 b1, they can be different vectors. So suppose I have a vector OC and I want to break it in two vectors OA and OB, or we can say A and B at angles beta and alpha. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are breaking a vector into two vectors which are at angles beta and alpha. Okay, so what we have to do here, I don't know what is the length of A and what is the length of B. So, and this length we can choose. Suppose C. So, if suppose I choose the length of B, so what I will do, that I will, so I have reduced the length. Okay, so we can choose any length of A and B. But once we have chosen the length of one, the length of the other vector will be decided by the parallelogram. Okay, suppose I choose the length of B, I will draw a dotted line from here, and then what I will have to do is that I will draw a line from here which is parallel to this, and a line from here which is parallel to this line. Okay, so hence now I don't know this length, and this length I have already chosen. So what we are doing, that we are breaking a vector in two vectors at angles alpha and beta with the original vector. Now suppose this is a vector. We can choose it to be a1 and this to be b1. Okay. Now if this angle is beta, see, we know this is a parallelogram, and in a parallelogram the opposite sides are parallel, and hence this angle alpha will also be equal to this angle alpha. This we call the alternate interior angles. Okay. Now let us give it a name A and give it this a name B. Now this we can make produce further. Now this angle will be equal to alpha plus beta, because this is an exterior angle for this triangle. For triangle COA, this angle is an exterior angle, so it will be the sum of the two interior angles. So this angle will be 180 minus alpha plus beta. Pi barabar 180 degree. Pi is the symbol for 180 degree. Pi radian or 180 degree. So pi minus alpha plus beta. Now we have a rule called sine rule. Suppose there is a triangle ABC, and the side opposite to A we call A, and similarly the side opposite to C we call C, and the side opposite to B we call small b. Now these angles are called angle A, angle B and angle C. So the sine rule says, so some of you may not know this rule, so you can learn it here. We will not go into the proof of this rule, we will just memorize it. So sine rule says that sine of angle A upon the length of that side which is in front of it is equal to sine of angle B divided by B is equal to sine of C divided by C. Okay, sine of angle divided by the length of side, sine of angle divided by the length of side, sine of angle divided by the length of side, sine of angle divided by the length of the side. So in a triangle this is always true. This is called the sine rule. So we will apply this rule here. Okay. So suppose our triangle here is the triangle OCA. Triangle OCA, sine of this angle beta over AC is equal to sine of this angle alpha over this length OA is equal to sine of this angle pi minus alpha plus beta divided by the side in front OC. Okay, so sine of angle divided by the side, sine of angle divided by this side, sine of this angle divided by this side. Now sine beta over AC. AC. Now AC will be equal to OB, so we will call it B1. Similarly, sine alpha over OA, and OA is A1 is equal to, now sine pi minus theta, sine of pi minus any angle is equal to sine theta. Okay, so sine alpha plus beta over the side that is C. Now we all know that C is the original vector that we wanted to break in A1 and B1. So still the lengths of A1 and B1 are unknown, but now we can find it in terms of C and these angles. So suppose I take this one and this one together. So sine beta over B1 is equal to sine alpha plus beta over C. So now I am raising this part. So if I combine them, I will get B1 is equal to C sine theta over sine alpha plus beta. Similarly, if I take this and this together, what I will get, A1 is equal to C sine alpha over sine alpha plus beta. This is called resolution of a vector in two vectors which are at angles alpha and beta. So we will choose only alpha and beta. Okay, and the rest, the values of B1 and A1 will come with the help of alpha and alpha plus beta. C will always be there because C is the original vector that we are trying to break or resolve. Now one application of this is a very general method. One application of this is when we were breaking a vector into two vectors which are at the angle, which are at 90 degree to one another. Okay, so let me show you. So we are breaking a vector into two vectors which are at 90 degree to one another. So what we have, these vectors are at 90 degree. So this angle is 90. So we are breaking this vector into two vectors. This vector is being broken into two vectors which are at 90 degree to one another. These are called orthogonal components. Orthogonal components or resolution of vector into perpendicular components. Okay, these we can call components, and here also this and this we will call components, but this is the more used, this is a general method, this is the most used resolution. In this resolution the new vectors are perpendicular to one another. So if this angle is theta, this will automatically be 90 minus theta, because the whole angle is 90. So if this is theta, this will be 90 minus theta. So if you put these values here, or simply if you don't remember this, you can directly do here. if this is C and this is OA and this is B. Okay, simply suppose this is D. In triangle OAD, if you take cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. So base is OA and hypotenuse is C. So simply you get that OA is equal to C cos theta. This is one component. OA you have now, and OB, for that you can take sin theta. In the same triangle, if you take sin theta will be perpendicular, that is AD, and AD will be equal to OB because this is a parallelogram or a rectangle. So OB over C. So again from here we will have OB as C sin theta. So this is a general resolution that we have done here, and this is most commonly used resolution that you will use from here till whichever class you are studying physics. So you will use it in 11th, 12th, in BSc, in MSc, in BTech, everywhere. So this is the most used. So what we have done here, we have broken a vector in two components which are perpendicular to one another, and you can simply remember it. If this is the vector, at theta angle the component is C cos theta, and at 90 minus theta angle the component is C sin theta. This result you can bring from here as well, so that you can do on your own, but this I have done, and this is very simple. So this is how we resolve vectors in two components, or in perpendicular or rectangular components also we call it, rectangular or orthogonal components. So that's it. Hope you like it.